just get this a little bit more clearly.
Yes.
You've spoken quite a bit about the outer suburbs and the regions over the last couple of days. Do you think, in order to win government, that you, as the Liberal leader, will have to win back Kooyong, North Sydney, Wentworth, those seats, or do you think that you have a pathway to victory without those seats? And if I may, one for Sussan, I've heard what you said about women, but I don't entirely know what you mean. So could you give me some specifics about what you mean by that signal?
Okay. To win the next election, we're not going to abandon any seat. Our policies are going to be targeted at those people who understand that the Liberal Party is the best when it comes to economic management, so that we can pay for our climate change investment, so that we can pay for education and policing and our roads and infrastructure. All of those issues that are important to people. They're shared commonly in the capital cities and in the suburbs. All I want to do is to make sure, though, that we don't forget about those in the suburbs, and I do think they are the forgotten people. I do think those people in small business and micro business feel that the system is against them. And I want to be a voice for them. I want to make sure that we can help them, that we can see their businesses grow into big businesses. I think the Liberal Party in recent years, frankly, has become quite estranged from big business. And I want to focus on small business. I want that to be the focus of our policies. I want to have strong policies, and we'll be talking more about that. So I'm not giving up on any seat, but I do want to send a very clear message to those in the suburbs, particularly those in seats where there's been a swing against the Labor Party on their primary. In many parts of the country, this election was a pox on both your houses. There's huge hesitation around Anthony Albanese as to whether he's up to this job. Now, people will give him a go, rightly. They've just voted for him, and he'll be in a honeymoon period. The media will give him that. That's the convention. But people did have a huge doubt about whether they would vote for him. And in some cases, in many seats, right across the country, the primary vote went down under Mr Albanese's leadership. So I think we've all got a lot of work to do. There's a lot to listen to out of this election, and I'm going to be putting all of that into action over the course of the next 3 years. Sussan.
Thank you, Catherine. The time following any election loss is a time for sober reflection, as of course it should be. And also, sometimes women are presented as one homogenous group, which clearly they're not. And every woman has their own passions, their own drives, their own determination, their own wishes for themselves, their children and their families. So to collect them in one group and say, these things apply, these don't, this went wrong, this didn't, would be, far too presumptuous. My message is that I do know that there were women who abandoned the coalition at the last election, and there were women who firmly supported us. So at this point in time, as the review takes place, I will be travelling to as many parts of Australia to speak directly to the women, to hear their individual perspectives about what matters to them. But I also know that the coalition's strong focus on women's economic security and women's safety, record investments that we made over the term of the last government, will stand us in good stead and set us up for those future conversations.